Okay, today I want to talk to you all about something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. Something which has really been bothering me and something which I feel really passionate about. And I'm making this video in one take, no edits, so that you can feel my passion about this subject. And today I want to talk about native speakers. Okay? And I'm going to start here. Okay, so this is the CEFR framework, the European language level framework, from A1 to C2. And a majority of students who are learning English all over the world, they live and die by these levels. And so many people want to know, what's my level? If I can understand this, is my level A2? How can I find out what my level is? Okay, these are super important for students of English all over the world. Now, I've made previous videos talking about how I feel about this system, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Now, these levels have been with us since 1989. That's a long time. And they are being adopted internationally, not just for Europe. Now you will find people talking about these levels in Australia, in Indonesia, all over the world, right? But this year, in 2018, a few months ago, the European Union released an update to these levels, an update to the descriptions of these levels. And there's something really important in this update. And that's what I want to talk about, okay? Now, if we start at the back, okay, they have a list of all of the specific vocabulary they changed. And do you know what they did? They removed the word native from all of the descriptions. The descriptions no longer talk about native speakers. Listen, for C2, can understand with ease virtually any kind of spoken language, whether live or broadcast, delivered at a fast native. No, they crossed out native. They changed native to natural, a fast natural speed. In B2, they said, can keep up with an animated conversation between native speakers. They crossed out native and they just left speakers, between speakers of the language. They realized that this constant comparison, this constant objective of being like a native speaker is a complete waste of time. But it's not just that. In other parts, okay, when they talk about pronunciation, listen to what they say. The idealized native speaker has traditionally been seen as the target, with accent being seen as a marker of poor phonological control. Basically, if you have an accent, then your English is terrible. That's what they used to tell you. That's what they used to tell you. But then it says here, the focus on accent and accuracy instead of intelligibility has been detrimental to the development and teaching of pronunciation. Hallelujah! They realized that all this focus on native speakers actually is detrimental to learning how to pronounce things correctly. Think about that for a moment, okay? Realize that. Take it in, okay? Another thing, okay? Now, what do people want? What do people see as this top level here, this C2? That's what everyone wants, the C2. Listen to this. It should be emphasized that the top level, C2, has no relation whatsoever with what is sometimes referred to as the performance of an idealized native speaker, or a well-educated native speaker, or a near-native speaker. This level here has nothing to do with native speakers, okay? Because native speakers are humans, just like all of us, and their level of language can be anywhere on this chart. Maybe a native speaker's here. Maybe he's here. Important. Take a moment to just really absorb that, okay? Now, let me show you another really important thing, okay? This chart here shows the amount of people learning English as a foreign language, okay? 1.5 billion people. Compare that to 82 million people learning French, only 14.5 million people learning Spanish, and 30 million people learning Chinese. Okay? English is by far the most studied foreign language by a massive margin. Now, who is going to teach all of these people English? Are we going to send native speakers all over the world to teach people English? No, because here's something really important to remember, that some teachers are really, really good and excellent, and other teachers are really, really shit, and they should be fired. Now, some of those really excellent teachers are native speakers, and some of those really shit teachers are native speakers. And some of those really excellent teachers are non-native speakers, and some of those shit teachers are non-native speakers. That your native language has absolutely no relation to your abilities as a teacher. So what can we do about this? As a student, you need to stop comparing your teacher to a native speaker and ask yourself a very simple question. Am I learning in class? Can I do more today than I did yesterday? And if you're a teacher, then you also need to put aside all of this comparison and feelings of inadequacy against native speakers. And I want to talk about something. I know that for a lot of you, you maybe have a lot of native speakers in your country teaching people. And those native speakers, they have better pay than you. They have, it's really easy for them to get a job. They have an easy life. Maybe they teach less hours, but maybe they're shit teachers. They have no idea the difference between a noun and a verb. Okay, maybe they're terrible teachers. Now, the way to win is not by complaining. The way to win is not by looking at it in a negative way, okay? It's not by protesting, complaining. The way to win is by you being the best teacher in the world. You have to work even harder. You have to be an example and show your students that being a good teacher, learning a language, isn't about where you were born. That's just an accident of birth. And students, please give your teachers a chance. The simple test. Are you learning in class? Now, maybe all of this is not enough to convince you. Maybe you want some hard evidence that, that native speakers are not great teachers. Okay, well, the Ielts exam, that exam that millions of people all over the world take to see their level of English. Well, guess what? Some native speakers also take the Ielts exam for various reasons. And the Ielts, the British Council, they publish the results every year from the Ielts exams. And here they are. And so I can see that people who are native English speakers, their overall result is 6.92. That's their average score. Wow. Well, that's amazing because guess what? That's not as good as the Germans. It's not as good as the Polish. That's right. Native English speakers, their results are very similar to native speakers who speak Hindi, who speak Indonesian, who speak Italian. So maybe, according to this, if you're looking for a really good listening teacher, you need a Filipino. If you're looking for a really good reading teacher, look for an Italian. If you want a really great writing teacher, what do we have here? A French writing teacher. And if you want a great speaking teacher, look for a German. Does it seem so ridiculous now? I want you to just take away from this something really simple. Everybody, including me, all over the world is sick and tired of the same old story. We're sick and tired of the comparisons, this objective of native speakers. So it's your job as students and your job as teachers to finish it. It's not going to happen quickly. It will take time, generations, but maybe I've done my little bit to push it along. I hope so. And for all of you teachers who are not native speakers, who are struggling, who are struggling because, you feel inadequate or your students make you feel inadequate, or those people who come in on top of you and take the good jobs, I want you to know that you're doing a really important job. This is your responsibility. Take heart and don't give up. We need you to be more passionate than ever, because education can change the world and change lives. I'm Christian. This is Canguro English. I'll see you in class.